Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talk is Cheap. I'm your girl, Miss Carrie Baby, here tonight with my special guest, Miss Shanique Davis from Jamaica. Yes, another international guest here. And I'm grateful to have her on here. I was just telling her I love the Talk is Truth series. She also is a fellow podcaster of mine. And it's great to have her collab on here and talk about different things, that ties into mental health and different things that she's experienced in her life, and for her to tell her story here on Talk is Cheap. So yes, congrats to you, and thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting me as well. So just a few things. We're gonna let Shanique, you introduce yourself, Shanique.
Hi, everyone in podcast, live stream, YouTube, Facebook land. I'm Shanique Davis, and I'm really glad to be here, by the way. Thank you for inviting me, Miss Carrie.
Yes.
Um, I am a Jamaican YouTuber, if you want to call it that. I'm a content creator and an author. So I spend most of my time writing to change lives. I speak to change lives and I stream to change lives. So that's what I do. And of course, I'm from Jamaica. You probably heard by the accent already. Yeah. So you'll hear more about it as I go on. I'm me, I'm unique in my own way, and I just love to be me. Yeah.
Yes, and we're grateful to have you. You guys check out Talk is Truth series, and we're going to talk more about Shanique's passion for her podcast, per se, her YouTube channel as well. And, why she decided to do it. I think it's an amazing story about the backstory of why we do end up being podcasters and how it's helping us therapeutically and, changing lives as well. So yes, ma'am. So tonight, guys, how I always like to do, we're gonna talk about different, one specific term, and then we're gonna relate it into different life stories and things that that we're all going through. So you always know that you're not alone, and we are a united front. And so first, I just want to say, give a few shout outs about this weekend. I noticed that last week, with the storms going on and the blackouts and everything, I didn't get to say Happy Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. And this episode is truly for mothers. And, me and Shanique, we love our mom. And I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend this weekend. And also, I hope that you feel empowered by this wonderful episode tonight. And so that brings us to the topic of tonight. We're going to talk about confidence. So, we all have experienced different things with confidence and self esteem as a woman. And also, like I say, I always like to bring in the men as well. They may have some ego or confidence issues as well, but now this is specifically for us women and how we deal with different things in confidence. It could even be as a young girl, you change as a teenager, and then becoming a young adult and seeing different things with people that's getting married around you, friends that's getting married, how to support them, and just having that confidence and just not with marriage or love life, but just having that own confidence and how independent you are and how to strive to be better within that confidence and know that you are a woman, know that you are the most beautifulest thing in the world, and somebody appreciates you, and you should also appreciate yourself and love yourself. So that's what we're talking about tonight. So confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. So it's the firm trust that you have, this feeling that I am confident, I am me, and this is how I will, pursue certain things in my life, my goals, and this is how I will carry myself. A lot of times confidence is used, it's a noun, but it's also used as a certain verb that you'll go in somewhere confidently, and, tell your truth. So that's what some things that we're talking about tonight. And just give a little facts about confidence and how this affects women in our world, and different things that, like I said, from young girls, what they go through on up to, teenagers, young adults, and then your senior citizens life of how a woman changes, after giving birth, how she is with her family. We're always taught to be strong women. And yes, we are. but we're also sensitive women too, and we go through things and we struggle with things, and stress takes over. So within confidence, there is 7 out of 10 girls that believe that they're not good enough. They do not feel like they measure up to some in some way. They're including their looks, their performance in school, and their relationships, and how they interact with their family and their friends. So 74% of those girls are operating under peer pressure. They feel like they're pressured to be around everyone or to please someone. And they feel like they have to fit in. I know a lot of times in school, you're like, why this girl have, like, why she trying so hard? So it's a lot of things that go on. You never know why that person is trying to fit in. Maybe they feel like they're not good enough, or maybe they feel like they're not wanted. So, handle those people carefully. And then there's 98% of girls that feel that they don't look a certain way. And this is a big one. You see people you see a lot of women getting the plastic surgery done. They're getting the Brazilian butt lifts, they're getting the breast augmentation. And it's a lot of things that's going on to have this hourglass look, or this model look, or this, Beyonce's always thrown around. And I love her, but, I don't necessarily want to look like Beyonce. I'm my own person. So, there's 98% of girls, or women, when this statistic was done, um, that don't like the way that they look, or want to change their look to please someone else, or even just to please themselves, or feel like, oh, if I change myself, I'll love myself, or I'll have that confidence, I'll have that attention. I know a lot of times, even with myself, we work out, we have to exercise and do certain things, but I always say that I do it for myself, no one else. Always good to know that you're feel wanted, or liked by someone. But 1 in 4 girls today suffer from depression, eating disorders, suicidal ideations, and a few mental health and emotional disorders from the lack of confidence or the lack of self-esteem, and trying to please others as well. So now, Shanique, tell us about your experience with confidence.
Wow, that's a loaded, loaded
Yes.
question. Like, I can agree with what you just said. All of it, matter of fact. Um, Young girls and even myself, I grew up feeling that way. I grew up feeling like, based on the movies that they'd allow me to watch, this kinky hair is going nowhere, right? My freckles on my face are just disgusting. They're not beautiful. They don't make me stand out other than to get teased. Um, I don't have straight teeth. I don't have a straight nose. My cheeks don't look like everyone else's. I'm too short. I'm too fat. My
Mm,
complexion is off. Everything. And I can tell you that it really, really affected me as a human being first. It really affected me because there are times when you even hear your own family or parents make an
mm,
indirect comparison with you and maybe a sibling or another family member, and you start doubting yourself. Maybe if my father had a different daughter, he would be happier. You start to
wow.
blame yourself. I used to blame myself. If my father didn't smile at one point, I used to say it's my fault
Mm,
because he has a daughter like me. Why does he need to smile? I'm this way, I'm that way, and I can't be. So it really took a toll on me. I couldn't love myself the way I should. And even if somebody told me that, girl, you're beautiful in your own way, I like you or I love you or something, it wouldn't matter because I have allowed my negative self criticisms and even what people imposed on me to kind of sow some deep rooted trees that only God Himself and a lot of work on my part as well could really change, because I have believed in so many lies.
wow.
And as strange as it might seem, I remember as a teenager, I was listening to a popular radio station, and they were playing Natasha Bedingfield's A Face Without Freckles. I don't know what the name of the song is, but
Mm,
they were playing that song. A face without freckles is like the sky without the star.
yeah.
Why waste a second not loving who you are? Those
Mm,
little perfections make you lovable, and it shows your personality
yeah.
inside your heart, reflecting who you are. And I'm telling you, I meditated on those words and I started to look in the mirror because at one point I hated looking in the mirror. That's how destructive I was to myself. I had zero
Wow.
confidence. And so when she said that in those words, I started looking in the mirror more. I started saying those words to myself. And every time I heard the song, even up to this day, I feel really good because I
Wow.
know where I have been when it comes to lack of confidence. It even affected me in school, not just me not wanting to see myself. I wouldn't talk because I felt that something was wrong with my voice. Like, why don't people listen to me? I have something to say. I don't talk because I didn't believe I had anything of value had conversation. So even
Mm,
in school, when the teacher would ask a question, I wouldn't raise my hand because I felt like, you know, I shouldn't be participating. Let the other bright children answer. They are more
wow.
intelligent than I am, so I don't need to answer. I would have even family members throw things, verbal abuse at me, saying you're this, you're that, and so that kind of caused me to withdraw into a little shell,
Mm,
hide myself every chance I got. So it took me a very long time to regain my confidence. Like I said, I didn't speak a lot, I didn't even make friends because of this same confidence issue. I would compare myself to everybody I met or even didn't meet. I would say, you know, what do they have that I don't? I bet they could make more friends easily than I would. I bet they would be liked more quickly than people would like me. Maybe
mm,
they got better grades. Maybe they're gonna have this and that. Maybe their parents love them more than my parents do because it's me and it should have been them. And
wow.
it was a mess. It was a mess. And it took me a really long time to get through it. Believe me.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
Getting
And,
through it though,
and,
I like I said, that song really dug up some deep rooted things inside of me. And so the more I heard it, is the more I believed it. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying that, you know, for example, if someone said you're stupid, every morning you get up, somebody says you're stupid. And even if you didn't believe it before, one day
mm,
it's going to cement and
yep.
it's going to get hard. And when that gets hard, you're going to have to live with that. But
Yeah.
that's if you choose to live with it. And I've lived with a lot of those things. So the more I heard a face without freckles is like the sky without the star. I cannot imagine a sky without stars. So
Yeah.
imagine me having these beautiful gems. And let me tell you, I boast about my freckles because I have grown to love them. They are a part of me. When you see them, you know it's me. So
Yeah.
the more I heard good things about the things I thought were faults about myself, and the more
Mm,
I acknowledged them, it became a part of me. So slowly but surely, it uprooted what was there, and now they are replaced with more positive, self-assuring,
mm,
loving words of, you know,
yeah.
affirmation, things that make me feel strong when I thought all along that I was weak, things that made me feel beautiful when I thought I was an ugly duckling, things that made me feel inadequate when I thought, you know, I found value. I discovered value in myself. The more I heard good things about me, the more I could identify that all of these self imposed things that I believed back in the day were all here.
Yeah.
So I started by acknowledging that, hey, I already have freckles. I already have black kinky hair. It's a family thing. I can't do anything about it. I'm already
Mm-hmm.
short. My voice is mine. I just need to learn how to use it,
Yeah.
right? So I started seeing things differently than than how I used to see them before. And the more I did that, it's like I was retraining my mind, retraining myself to love me again the way I
Yes.
was. And I doing that now, I've learned that there was a me inside of me that needed to come out, a me that
Mm,
would help other people who felt as inadequate or insignificant as I did to come out and feel beautiful about themselves.
yes. And that's great, Shanique. Very empowering. And a lot of young women need to hear that, like I was saying, not even just with the stats, but the people that we're around every day. You
Mm-hmm.
can see, if you're observant like me, you can see when someone is sad. You can see when someone, feeling down. You can see when they're happy. You can see when they have that confidence or something is presented. And then you can also see, as much as you see all the good things or notice that good physical thing, we don't focus enough in on the mental and what's going on in their head. A lot of times people wear that mask, that everything is okay, or they have that confidence, or they have the ability to strive to do things that they want to do, or the goals that they want to reach. But then there's something that lacks. Now the person that has so much confidence, the next day she's having a bad day, and now people are noticing what's wrong with her. That's the person that, she did this, she did that, she did this. She's supposed to stay strong, and they never think about the days that she's not. And then also, with that being said, what were some of your thoughts of why you feel like you lacked that confidence or that self-esteem? Was this things where that people were saying, things that you were thinking of yourself, or were you ever bullied in school to make you think those ways as well?
Well, I wasn't necessarily bullied. I can't recall being bullied in school,
Okay.
but maybe it was because of the way that other children looked at me.
Mm,
I believe they didn't say the words, but the looks that some people give you sometimes.
yeah.
I'm telling you, if the earth could open up and take me in, I would be down there because they would look at you with so much scorn. It's as if they're saying, you don't belong here. Why are you here? Why are you at this school?
Mm,
Why are you in this class? Why are you talking? Why do you look like that? It's I think they
yeah.
didn't verbally bully me, but the look was enough
Mm,
to make me want to kill myself
wow.
because it was terrible. I mean, children don't understand that they're being mean sometimes,
Yeah.
and don't understand that these things affect other people. And a lot of the times, those things happen to them in their homes, and they come back
Mm,
to other children.
yes.
Uh, Another thing that really contributed to me not having much confidence was comparison. I struggled. I struggled when I saw girls who I told
Mm,
myself that they were more brilliant than I was,
wow.
and had more than I did, and they deserved the best and I didn't. Um, when I thought they were prettier, that people liked them more than they liked me. I, I told myself some horrible things. You
Mm,
wouldn't believe today I'm telling people to break barriers. I struggled. I suffered. at my own hands. And a lot of that were things that I told myself. Yeah. So I
Wow.
am in confidence. So
Yeah.
even if I could get better grades in school, I didn't. I would sabotage everything. Self sabotage was my go to because I didn't believe I could do anything. I didn't believe I deserved it. So why not just kill any potential I had? I went to school every year when I got the report. The teacher would say, Shanique, you have so much potential. That was it. I settled there because I never thought I could go beyond the little
Wow.
effort I was putting out to get by. So yeah,
Mm,
that was my life.
yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So
And things that things that people you're saying a mouthful, Shanique, which like I said, people need to hear because a lot of people do feel how you feel, and it's just about overcoming those things, um, and just feel like I said, just feeling empowered and knowing that one, I always like to present that you're not alone. You're not the only one that's going through this. You're not the only one that hasn't reached your goals yet. You're not the one that's always having these thoughts that are good, that are bad. You're not the one that always thinks that they're not good enough. But then, like you said, people were telling you, you got potential, you have things to do, you can go further, and you was like, well, I stopped myself, and just did the bare minimum, and a lot of people need to hear that because you can overcome just doing the bare minimum. And then just seeing when you climb those steps and you're going further and further and further, how it makes you feel in your heart. And then, telling everybody else is pretty good too. But how it makes you feel is what matters. And then when you're climbing this ladder and you're going further and further, you get more. You reach the top. You reach the rainbow. You get the pot of gold. So it's just a lot of things that it is just so moving about your story now, to because when we get to this part, guys, of where she is today, and how she's overcoming some things and still moving forward to build that confidence and that self-esteem, and her passion about her podcast is just moving as well, because that, like you said, we all deal with different things, and then you always have to find a way to deal with those and overcome those things. So Shanique, just moving forward, like I said, what are some things that you've done to, get your confidence back and instill that you are beautiful? You are a Jamaican woman. You are. You have overcome those things. And then even to be on the camera today is a big thing. I know me and you discussed it, but share some of those things with my listeners as well.
of course. So we all start somewhere, and as impossible as it might seem, some of our most confident women once lacked confidence or the self esteem
Yeah.
and the value that we have now. So it wasn't there. But how I got there was I I decided one day, yeah, I had a made up mind that enough was enough. I started feeling pathetic at one point, and I thought to myself, what if I could actually do all of these things that I'm telling myself that I can't do? Because one thing I've always noticed growing up is that even though I didn't believe I could do some things, there were other children who saw me as a competition. They would go out of their way to outshine me. And I would always wonder, why do they always try to outdo me? I remember one day while I was in the seventh grade, this girl, we have the same name, by the way. Hey, Shanique, if you're watching. The teacher gave us an assignment. It was Spanish class, so we built a little. I made a clock, and just a little clock out of a Mickey Mouse face, and it was just simple, and that was all I did. And the children, my classmates, were over the moon because To them, this is something that, nobody else has ever done. And I'm telling you, this girl went home and she got her cousin to make a
Wow.
clock. But what he did was he drew a parrot and they colored it in different colors.
Mm,
And then the clock, with the clock's face was in the parrot's tummy. And
wow.
she came to school and she showed it off. And Carrie, I'm not going to tell you that I didn't feel some kind of way, but that day, I'm telling you that she actually opened my eyes and I realized that there was more to me than I was
Mm,
putting out. I realized that my potential, which is nothing at all, was a threat. And so I
mm,
decided I was going to do more. I'm going to put out. I'm going to start loving myself. I'm going to start putting more detail in my work. I had
yeah,
a mind. That's how I started. And of course, I'm not going to say that even with a made up mind, I didn't feel like retreating.
mm,
I didn't feel cowardness coming onto me. I didn't feel like, maybe I shouldn't have started doing this whole
yeah,
coming to the box thing. Maybe I should go back and just hide. I don't want anybody to see me. But I felt every bit of it. And I
mm,
decided that I was going to push through because even when you don't believe in yourself, there are still people who believe in you. I had teachers pushing me. I had friends who were saying, Shanique, I know you
yeah,
can do it. And they were cheering me on when I got high grades in my assignments. And I was so afraid because I said, I didn't do this. This is not me. So sometimes you are going to be afraid if you come out a little bit and shine. It's not something that you're used to. So, yes, you're going to want to retreat. You're
yeah,
going to feel like going back and settling. But let me tell you, start with your mind made up. You know that you have potential. You know there's fuel in your tank. What are you going to do with it? Sit in the park
yeah,
car. You're not going to drive. You're not going to go downtown. You're not going to
mm,
drive and sightsee and whatever. You're going to sit down with a gas in your tank.
mm,
Really? That's potential. That fuel
mm,
can take you places. And
yeah,
when I discovered that I had the fuel to take me places, I decided
mm,
I was going to use it. Because when you don't use something good, it rots. It gets
yeah,
hard. It gets
yes,
stale. And then it's even harder to use. So even at that age, I had a made up mind. I'm not saying that I didn't have setbacks, even when I decided
mm,
to come out. What's that song? I'm coming out. I'm
yeah,
going to let it show. Listen,
yes,
she had setbacks, and that's why she said she was coming out. If there
mm,
weren't any odds against her, why would she be coming out, right?
yeah,
So I felt all the feels. And I'm telling somebody who is watching, somebody who might be catching the replay, feel all the feels. Yes, you're going to feel like other people deserve more than you, but put that aside. Put it out. Shut the door on that thing, those negative words, and make up your mind and do what you have to do. Guess it, once you are intentional in here, believe me, this follows. It's the mind that I had to change. And I realized that when I got to adulthood, I didn't know I was doing all of these things until I became an adult. So I really had to learn to stretch myself, even when I felt tired, even when I felt like nobody was watching and I could go back. No, stretch yourself. Yeah. I started with
yes,
pride. I knew that potential is, I wanted to know also what it felt like not giving up. I've given up on myself so many times.
mm,
I can't count. I remember I was taking a very important examination in what do you call that? We call it primary school. You probably call that elementary or something. Um,
elementary, it's primary, elementary, middle school.
I told myself, Carrie, that I couldn't go to the school I wanted to go because I said the children are gonna like me, and I'm not good enough. I'm not from a rich background, because at the time we weren't well off. We
Mm,
were barely we barely had food sometimes.
mm,
I wanted to go to a school that, my mother would probably have to sell her arms and her legs to
wow.
send me. And I told myself that I couldn't go, but I could if I wanted to. And I regretted that. I mean, that was something that I lived with over the years. I don't feel
Mm,
it anymore. It really affected me because I started wondering what would have happened to me if I had taken my potential, stretched it, and so that I
mm,
could end up where I wanted to go. So when I thought about all of these things, I said to myself, it's the mindset. Everything that I didn't get to do is because I told myself I couldn't do it. So right now, the only limit that we have is ourselves. And that's
mm,
what's keeping us from being confident. We're telling ourselves things, and then we're looking in different places for confidence.
yes.
Oh, I'm ugly. Oh, I'm looking at that girl. She's wow. Everybody likes her. She's doing
Mm,
so wow. Oh my God. She's
mm,
amazing. But you are confirming what you want to confirm. You told yourself that, then you're looking for places to say, yes, this is actually true. How do you
mm,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I had to contend with all of these things so that I could have confidence today.
That's right.
Yeah. I
Mm,
started giving other women compliments. And that's how I
mm,
started feeling good about myself. It
that's
sounds
great, though. Yes.
ridiculous, but it helps. If I see you shining on your podcast and I really like it, I'm going to say, hey, absolutely love your story. I love your book. I love what you do. I am so proud that you actually gave that person a chance to speak. I love your initiative. I am
Yeah.
telling people these things so that the hate that I would feel for myself doesn't enter into my mind and seep into my heart, because it's going to be harder to get rid of. This is how we build confidence. And I know a lot of people are not going to say this, but I am saying it because it works. It really works. It works. And these are, lack of confidence is actually a barrier. And this is one way that people can break them. As women, we find it easier to compete rather than to coordinate or complement each other. And I've struggled over the years because I saw other women as being better than me, or at some point I thought I was better than some women. And that's a lie. So I have to know, say good things to them, because no matter how confident somebody seems, sometimes they're dying on the inside and you don't know what their struggle is. But you saying a kind word or something really, really pulls them out of that dark place. And you'll change your life forever. You not even know it. So that's how I build confidence in myself. I listen to
Yes.
songs, I tell myself good things, and I tell other people good things. Yeah.
That's great. And that, that's very, like I said, that's very empowering as well. And you hit on a few things, like we should uphold each other and build each other. And it does, make you feel better and build yourself within. You said you gave other women's confidence. You said some of them might be drastic. You're like, oh, I just love, but you meant that and you were passionate about certain things. And I think that's a lot of times what we should see in the things that we should give to others, to say, oh, she's pretty. And then that's when the other compliments come back from that person. Oh, you're pretty too. So it's just different things as well. But Shanique, how were your, relationships, or were you afraid to get in relationships, or have you dated a few, guys, or got in, not even just marriage or relationships in that way? You can explain those as well. but how are your relationships with your family during your journey as well?
Well, lack of confidence. Yeah, let me start with high school. I remember having a boyfriend that wasn't the nicest to me, and I took all his lashes. I don't mean physical lashes, but he used to use some
Mm,
really hurtful words, and I took it because I already told myself that I was a nobody. I convinced myself that he was the only boy who would like me, and I was not as pretty as the other girls. And I am so lucky that he is talking to me, or he even likes me enough to talk to me, because I'm not worth it. I mean, like, I I could talk for days. I killed myself. I killed myself when I allowed myself to receive hurt from some guys that
mm,
didn't deserve it. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the movie called Easy A, when
yes.
the girl told a lie on herself just to, get gain popularity.
Yeah.
M-
I love that movie though, but
Yes, my case was a little bit similar, but not that much. It wasn't promiscuity, but I actually allowed people to say bad things about me to
mm,
confirm whatever I already believed about myself until
wow.
I couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, so I made some harsh decisions in school. And even when I got to about 18, 19, when I was out of school, well, I was in college, I repeated that same cycle because I was still struggling. I didn't know myself. I didn't know that I could be loved the way I
Wow.
am. I did not know that I was valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my relationship with my father actually contributed to a lot of those decisions with guys, the guys that I chose. We
Mm,
didn't have a great relationship, and so because he hurt me, I continued to take hurt from guys because I believe that, maybe if my father didn't like me, then it doesn't make any sense. Any guy
wow.
likes me. I deserve all of this. And so I took it. And every guy I met was the same until
Yeah.
I met the person I'm married to today.
Yes.
First person who taught me how to love myself
That's right.
until I could love my father again. It's recently that we start having, talks as father and daughter. It wasn't
That's
very peachy growing up, and so it really killed my confidence as well. I told myself that I didn't want any more of those guys. It always starts with a made up mind. I hope
mm,
somebody's following. It starts with a made up mind. I told myself I don't want any more of those guys that are going to lead me into a path that is not good for me, right? I know I'm better
mm,
than this, but I needed somebody to confirm it. I was looking
yeah,
for something, but I wanted somebody to confirm that, I was wrong at one point. And so my husband today confirmed that I was
that's
wrong.
right. Yeah.
So, yeah. Daddy didn't show me how to love myself. He didn't show me how a man should treat a woman. So even if I
Mm-hmm.
met somebody who was abusive physically, which I didn't, thank God,
Yeah.
I sucked up all of that like a big sponge and just, I don't know what would have happened to me.
Mm,
But yeah, I killed myself when it came to confidence.
that's
Yeah,
great.
it was
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. So Shanique, how are things now? How about your podcast, Talk Truth Series? What are some topics you discuss on your podcast, and what was your passion for overcoming coming your confidence and presenting your podcast to the world with others? we're similar, and I love it so much. We laughed about it. We was like, talk is cheap, talk truth here, but and we really talk about a lot of different life experiences. And so, like I said, it's always great to hear from you, and just building this life connection with you as well. So, what are some things Talk Truth series is about? What are some things that you discuss on your series, and how did you come about doing that?
Okay, it sounds silly, but up to me, well, up until I wrote and published my first book, I struggled with confidence. I told myself I was not going to struggle with something that I'm telling people to get through, and I want to help
Yeah.
others because, of course, if somebody sees you doing it, then they're going to say, if Carrie can do it, then I can do it, right? So after I published my first book, which is Breaking Your Barriers, my editor actually encouraged me to speak more because I did not speak. It was that bad. I didn't want to talk. So I decided that I was gonna start talking. I was gonna start going live on Instagram, and it was called Talk Truth Tuesdays at first, because I decided I was gonna talk more based on what the editor encouraged, and I was going to say how I got through the low self-esteem, not
Yeah.
liking myself and all of that. But I found out that I didn't have the influence that I needed to have to start, telling persons that this is possible. You can change for the better. And so I started offering my service to others like myself who also had a story to tell, but people would not actually give them audience to tell it. And so that's how that passion started. I wanted to give people what I wasn't getting. And I
Yeah.
also wanted to speak more so that I could build on my confidence in myself and help others. Because believe it or not, even while I was learning to build on my confidence, other women who came on the platform got their chance to share their story, their book, their struggles, their strength, whether it be promiscuity, masturbation, abusive
Yeah.
parent, spouse, whatever the topic is. And I gave ear and they felt comfortable. They
That's right.
went out and they start doing lives. And these are shy people. I
Mm-hmm.
to stop being shy. And here I am giving off something to somebody by saying, hey,
Yes.
you can do it. And as soon as I end the live, I'm telling you that guest, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, and I mean, when I go through their profile, they weren't talking, they weren't doing videos. I don't know what it
Wow.
that suddenly made them feel like I can do it because Shanique
Yes.
made me feel like this can be done. And so a lot of lives have been transformed. I'm not one to toot my own horn, but when I
Mm-hmm.
heard a person say that I've seen you change,
Hmm.
I know that they have seen it for
Yes.
me.
And you do a great job. Toot your horn. Because it is.
I try. So yeah. And that's
Yes.
how I come to meet people, wonderful people like you and the Genesis and all my other author friends that
Yeah.
I've never met them personally, but me coming out, me breaking down this lack of confidence and building myself up, I'm able to meet and share and connect with other people who want something just the same, who want to come out of their shell, who want to show others that hey, I've had this lamp, this oil in my lamp, and I'm lighting that. I'm gonna let it shine. So I've seen a lot of lives transform before me, and I never believed in myself. So whoever is watching, you might be saying to yourself, I can't do this. This is not happening, and this is COVID. I can't go out. I can't talk to anybody. That don't worry about all of that. get in front of the camera or get in front of whatever it is that you are passionate about, whatever you have a burden to do, and do it with a smile and put out that energy and tell somebody that they can do it and watch lives change. You can do anything
Yes.
you put your mind to.
Yes, and you never know who's watching. And like I said, that is amazing, Shanique, as well. Overcoming just, not the confidence, but helping others with their confidence or their struggles that they deal with as well. A lot of times, you can relate to this doing a podcast, like you stated. A lot of people get on here and say, well, I never talked about my story. So we like I'm gonna bump us up a little bit now. We're going through our own things as well, and why we do it because we feel like nobody's not gonna listen. I'm not changing anything, but the support that you receive is amazing. It's abundant. It is like the light. It makes you be so ambitious and determined to do this and motivated to continue to do your podcast. And like I always say, it's therapeutic to me. I've said it on almost every episode, but it's part of my self-care. And people receive things in different ways of what they can amount to, and it is just great to see them overcome some of their struggles while you're also, like you said, working and overcoming yours and continue to do this. It doesn't seem like much, but it does take a lot to get on here on your specific date and your specific time and say, I'm gonna do this every week for these people. We get on here though, and our guests are, phenomenal. And also both for our podcast, we are looking for guests. And Shanique can tell you more about that. But Shanique, like you don't want to toot your horn, I can toot your horn for you. And because I think it's amazing to add you to my guest list as well, that someone that has overcame and to talk about your life experiences and not even just with confidence. Like you said, you talked about your marriage. Congratulations on that as well. I know you guys been married for a little bit. And then just overcome. We talked about you coming to the United States and coming to
Yes.
visit all of us, and that you have met over here. And we'll be happy to have you. Even in the midst of COVID, we still wearing our mask a little bit. But it's been really great, and thank you for supporting as well, Shanique. But Shanique, just tell us a little bit more about your book, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you. So, this is the work that I did when I stopped being shy.
Yes.
Yeah, shyness killed me. It's called Breaking Your Barriers, Change Unhealthy Life Cycles, and Unravel the True You. This
Yes.
is about a young woman who, in spite of her success, she had a very rocky start in life, and it's a kind of start that would make any girl wonder if she would make it to the next day. I mean, food, shelter, clothing, school, everything that we need. And she wanted to give up. She wanted to stop pushing out. She wanted to stop living and existing. But it was until she realized how much potential she had inside of her that she came out of her shell and put all her fears aside and wrote to other beautiful, courageous women. You know yourself deep down. You are a barrier breaker. You are an overcomer based on everything that you've been through already. You know what you and your God have been through. You know what you are capable of, my sister. But you can overcome. And I just want to gift all of you a copy, just 15.99. Take advantage of it and make the best of your life. I have seen
Yeah.
lives because they read this. People started their businesses because they were shy. They didn't believe they were capable of doing anything on their own. People have built relationships with their long lost family members who they have
Mm.
been separated from for how many years because of unforgiveness. People have been grieving
Mm,
over their mother and father. I know somebody right now. Every time she messages me, she talks about grief, and I wrote about grief.
yes.
They just passed. Her husband lost his mom, and she got her
Mm,
husband one of these so that he could get help with
it's
grief,
amazing.
and that makes me very proud because
Yeah.
I also, struggled over the years, and I found that I came up with a little remedy, which is 3 B's that you can use. Anybody can use it to master whatever it is that they're going through, right?
Okay.
And for you to be aware. So awareness is you knowing. The second one is being mindful. So you are more conscious of the things that are happening to you and around you and how you're supposed to feel and how you're going to allow yourself to think. And the third one is be proactive. So it takes to make things better for yourself. So when you're mindful of the things that are happening to you, you're gonna take steps to make life better and easier for you. I'm not gonna say that the odds aren't against us; they are always against us. But it is up to you, right? So when you start breaking barriers, it's not just a word thing. It's not just saying it for saying it, but it's a mood. It's a lifestyle. It's something that you carry with you every day as a part of your victory line. You add that to your praise break in the morning, and believe me, you feel so much better. Take it to be a part of your personal life, and you're gonna feel much better about things. So you can get it on Amazon. The paperback is 15.99 and the ebook is 7.99. This is how you will have power over your past.
Yes.
Listening, power over your past. Start breaking your barriers. You want progress for your future? Start breaking your barriers. And if you want purpose for your present,
Yes.
this is what you need. Very simple and easy to read, and you're going to thank me later, believe me.
Yes.
Just check out the reviews. Don't just take it from me.
Yes, that is truly amazing, Shanique. And I can't thank you enough. And I'm glad you came to tell your story and share with my listeners as well. And thank you. So, what are some last encouraging remarks you would like to leave? And, just not even about confidence. Like we said, we're breaking barriers. We're talking about all different things in life and things that we're struggling with as women. Don't forget the men, but always just overcoming those things and how you shared your amazing journey with us, and we hope to see you moving forward more and spreading that positivity. So, what's some encouraging remarks to leave?
Thank you. I actually wrote something so I could share, and I just didn't
Yeah.
know how to share it. So, since you've asked, here goes. You are stronger than you think you are. Sorry, dear man, dear woman. You are stronger than you think you are. You are more capable than you could ever believe. You have so much to give to this world than you think. If you allow the punches life throws at you to knock you out of the fighting ring, then all is lost. Because you are here for a purpose. If you let punches keep you from expressing what you carry, we will all be at a loss. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you ever believe. And you have so much to offer this world. I need you to be strong. I need you to be whole. I need you to be well. I need you.
Yes. You are amazing. And I thank you for coming on. So let's get over to these comments. We had a few guests listening in today on Shanique's amazing journey. Like I said, I can't thank her enough. She knows I'm over here, and she knows I'm coming to Jamaica too. I'm trying to make it. Because you are a beautiful soul, my queen. So, you are amazing. And just not uplifting you, uplifting all women, that we are empowering one another and we are willing to overcome our struggles. And like I say, this is my dedicated to Happy Mother's Day and, us spending time with our mothers, becoming future mothers, anybody that's a mother figure in your life. And you hit a little bit on different things with in your book, as well as dealing with grief and things that's going on. We know that this is a tough time, and a different time to live in, with things that's going on with COVID, with people that are passing away. I know a few people have lost their mothers during this time. A lot of people are dealing with different types of grief and different types of, over things that are, overpowering them and the struggles that they're going through. And we just here to tell you that no matter what you're going through, you can overcome those things and regain and get your confidence back and be the person that you were set to be. We all have a gift, so it's always used, from God to use your gift and know that you can leave a mark on this earth and that somebody is caring for you and that you matter. So yes, Shanique. So let's get over to these comments. This is from Ellison Davis. Hi, ladies, and thank you for tuning in. And then they also said, I'm doing a good job. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting and watching as well. And then Miss Dee Dee, hi Miss Dee Dee, thank you for always tuning in. Dee Dee was also a previous guest, and it was amazing. So thank you for coming on. And she's gonna come back, and Shanique is gonna come back as well next season. I have a lot of things planned. I always love to use, my different connections and my different podcast guests to come together and formulate something, another new journey for each of us, to show the different mechanisms of how we come together, to present this information to you guys, and that even though there's different stories, they all align and that we're not alone. So yes, thank you so much, and thank you, Shanique, for tuning in to Talk is Cheap, none cuts, none censored. Yes.
And thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of your Talk is Cheap family. And of course, I would love to have you on Talk Truth Series because I'm sure you have a story and we would love to hear it. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. So, all right, we'll be talking soon, Shanique, and have a good one, okay?
Thank you. Great. Have a great night, everyone. Hey, Dee Dee, have a good night.
All right, goodbye. Yes, guys, you have heard Shanique's wonderful story. She is the host of the podcast in YouTube. TalkTruth Series. And yes, y'all did hear I'm gonna be a guest on there. So yes, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We talked about confidence tonight and uplifting one another and building. And like I said, I don't leave the men out, but I did dedicate this to Mother's Day. And I can't thank Shanique enough for coming out of her shell and things that she's overcome to share her journey with us. And it is amazing. Even the last time we talked, I even see that she is more confident on her journey, and it does empower me as well as a woman to empower other women to get them to tell their story, because you never know what anybody's going through. And in the old phrases, you can't judge a book by its cover as well, because you never know. Like we were saying, you can see when people are happy, you see when they're sad, and then you want to know, or what's going on with her today, or why is she so happy, or why is she sad, or what things are they thinking in their mind. So you never know, and you also know that you're not alone. There's always someone there to talk to. There's always someone there to uplift you and encourage you. So you guys, I want you guys to stay encouraged. And then also this month, I know it's a lot of information here, but it is season 2. We are ending this month, but we're going out with a bang. It is happy anniversary to Talk is Cheap, to me and my podcast and all the wonderful guests that we've had on season 1 and on season 2. And then also I'm hitting you guys with a new episode this Wednesday. I do have another special guest. Um, And so we're praying for that and hoping that that goes well this Wednesday and that she is going to be on here. So thank you guys for tuning in to Talk is Cheap, None Cuts, None Censors. And I'm saying happy Mental Health Awareness Month. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Miss Carrie Baby, and I'm out. Thank you.